Hi, welcome to Budget MTG Decks. All magic fun, all cards under $1. I'm David, and today we're going to be looking at the top 5 Guilds of Ravnica cards for Standard. Now, these are the cards that we believe are going to make the biggest impact on Standard. You're going to see the most play. Now, if you want to know what cards are best for Limited, so that is for Sealed or for Draft, check out the full playlist that we have on your screen right now. All right, let's get started with the first card. We're going to start the list off with Tajik Legion's Edge. For 1, a red and a white, so for 3 mana, we get a 3/2 legendary human soldier with haste and mentor. And additionally, we're going to prevent all non-combat damage that would be dealt to other creatures you control. The final ability that Tajik has is that for a red and a white, we can give him first strike till the end of turn. Now, this is the new Tajik, and although it can't attack as a 7/7 indestructible as the last Tajik could, it is far more aggressive, comes in earlier, and protects your team against burn. We actually predict that Boros aggro will be a thing in Standard, thanks to this card, and also thanks to the next card. Legion Warboss costs 2 and a red, so for 3 mana, it's a 2/2 Goblin Soldier, also with Mentor, and at the beginning of combat on your turn, we're going to create a 1/1 red Goblin creature token. That token is going to gain haste until the end of turn and attacks this combat if able. Now, there's nothing quite like having a Tajik mentor a Legion Warboss, which in turn is mentoring a 1/1 Goblin token. Now, that is going to be super aggressive in Standard. Sure, it's no Goblin Rabble Master, but we predict it will still be a great source of cheap disposable goblins. No Hide Ferox is next for 2 and 2 green, so for 4 mana we get a whopping 6/6 hexproof beast. It does have a downside, and it states that you cannot cast non-creature spells. For 2 mana, however, we can make sure this card loses all its abilities until the end of turn. On the downside is that any player may activate this ability, so that includes our opponents. Finally, if a spell or ability an opponent controls causes you to discard this card, put it onto the battlefield instead of putting it into your graveyard. Now, Standard doesn't have access to hyper cheap removal like Modern does, and Red has actually almost no way of dealing with this monstrosity. The extra 2 mana tax you need to pay to be able to target it may not seem like much, but it could be the difference between winning or taking 12 damage to the face. And the fact that you can't play non-creature spells isn't even much of a downside, as green Stompy decks are heavier on creatures anyway. The 4th card on our list is Frasca Golgari Queen. For 2, a black and a green, we're going to get a 4 loyalty Planeswalker. Her +2 is you may sacrifice another permanent. If you do, gain 1 life and draw a card. Her -3 is destroy target non-land permanent with converted mana cost 3 or less. And finally, her ultimate is -9 to get an emblem, which states that whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, that player loses the game. This is insane. There's not much to say here. This Planeswalker does everything you want. Draws cards, destroys your opponent's stuff, and has a built-in win condition. This card is definitely going to see play in Standard, along with the last card on our list. And the final card is the Assassin's Trophy. For a black and a green, so for 2 mana, we get an instant that allows us to destroy target permanent opponent controls. Its controller may search their library for a basic land card, put it into the battlefield, then shuffle your library. Yes, this card is on the list again. It is the most coveted card in the entire set, and you know it will be played all day long in Standard. In fact, this card is so good. Not only did we put it on the Modern list, but we probably could have put it on the Commander list too. It is really that good. Well, those are the top 5 Guilds of Ravnica cards we believe are going to be the strongest cards in Standard, the cards we're going to see the most of. Of course, we don't know that yet until the cards come out and we see what impact they have on Standard. But if you already want to let us know what you think, head on over right here in the comments section. Give us your opinion about this list. What would you change? What would you add? Also, let us know on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. That's the best way to get in touch with us and have conversations about these cards. Also, now that you're here on YouTube, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And also, don't forget to hit the little bell button to be notified when a new video comes out. That's it. Thanks for watching. I'm David, and this is Budget MTG Decks.